Okay, so we're just going to go through some simple editing functions of the Gewa one. We won't go into too much detail, just kind of a brief overview. But this is your, say, your home page when you first turn on the device. What we do is we press the three buttons and switch it to edit mode. So now you can see the background's gone blue. I can go into further settings, I can edit the home page, etc. But what we're going to do is we're going to go straight into programming some buttons. So I'll press the plus button here. I'm going to give it a name. This is going to be the header for my TV page. So I will scroll down and find my TV icon. So I'm going to use that. I can change the color of the button. So if I want, say for example, I want this to be purple, I can select that. And then I tell it what the button is. So do I want it to be programmed to control a function, or do I want it to link to another page, or do I want it to be something to do with communication? So for this, we're going to link it to another page. I can select dynamic, or I can automatically tell it what grid size I want on that page. I'm going to keep it dynamic. So I'll press tick. And so this home page is dynamic. So as soon as I add a button, it gives me an option to add another button. So the grid size isn't set. It's determined by the amount of buttons that I add. So I'm going to add another button. And this is going to link to my page for lights. I'll find my icon. Use this one. I'm going to change it to yellow. Okay. And I'm going to link this to a page. Yeah. So now I've created a few buttons here now. So what I can do when I'm finished, I can switch back to normal mode. As you can see, my page starts to look like this. So all I've done is I've created links to particular type of pages. So again, I would just click on my arrow here and I'm left with a blank page, so I can start to fill in my buttons for my, to now start programming. Okay, so now I'm in my TV page and I want to program a few buttons here and how to actually start controlling my TV. So I press my plus button. I'm going to add in power on. I'm going to find an icon. And then here I've got my drop down menu. So I can choose between an IR item, an IR macro, a Gewa radio, or communication. We're going to use IR item at this point because I have my remote control for my TV and I want to program it into my Gewa system. If I was using a Gewa intercom or the Gewa receivers for doors, they have pre-programmed codes, and I may put in the code or the Gewa radio function for that, and it'll automatically program. But I want to use the Gewa IR item, so I tick OK. We'll see that there's a little red icon on this. This means that I haven't programmed in my signal. So when I click on that, it asks me, what do I want to do? Do I want to record the IR? Do I want to use the Gewa link? So Gewa has its own IR link of a database, or do I want to use a Gewa secure 4096 code, which are sometimes used for doors and for locks? So we're just going to simply record the IR for my remote control. So I have my my remote for my TV. I click next. It'll ask me to press the button I want to program. So it'll record that once. So I've pressed it once. It's a 3-step process again. So I'll press it a second time. And I press it one more time. And now that's successfully recorded. So now I can decide, do I want to repeat the signal or do I only want to send it once? So in this case, I want to send it once. And how long do I want to hold it down for? This is a power button, so I might hold it down for half a second. Press done. And now that red icon on the button has turned to a little kind of a Wi-Fi signal indicating that I have programmed this button. So I can switch back to normal mode. And now I press my power button. As you see, the little blue light on the multi-box flashed, indicating that I've sent my signal. So I'll do that again, so you can program it in your TV. Other buttons that we may program are things like our contacts. So if I go in here and I want to add a contact to my system, I can press the 3 dots in the top right hand corner, switch to edit mode. I'm going to add, say, my own number. Connor, I'm going to change the type of button here to a communication. So down here, you can choose whether it's contact, messages, or phone. In this case, it's contact. I put in the phone number, my phone number, and done. So now when I switch to normal mode, Connor is in my contacts. I can keep continuing to add my contacts. When I select this, I can either call or message Connor. So quite simple to set up your different types of buttons within the system. So there are some simple editing tips within the Gewa 1 system.